Let's Uncommon Fossil. Today, going to be presenting an expanded deck. It's really more of an old format standard deck. It's almost all cards that were standard legal at the time. And it's a Caturday deck, which is a lot of fun. You spread damage, build things around, and it was a decent kind of rogue anti-meta deck at the time. And it's not as good, obviously, because the expanded decks are better than the standard decks were at the day, but it's still, you can win games with it for sure, and it is a lot of fun. So I want to talk about it. And so Caturday, it's built around Persian, which evolves from Meowth, and it's got the ability, Gathering of Cats, ignore all energy and attacks of each of your Pokemon that play that has the Caturday attack. Now, unfortunately, there's not a lot of Pokemon with good that have the Caturday attack, that have another attack that's good, but there are two very solid, very nice ones that do make this deck quite nice. And it's got some other fun features, I will say, too. So playing a 3/3 line, the Persian has free retreat, which is important in the deck, too. And then it evolves from Meowth. Meowth is a Pokemon also that does have the Caturday attack. And sometimes we do play some energies, so sometimes we use this attack. Caturday, you draw 2 cards with this. The other Caturdays, you draw 1 card, then the Pokemon's asleep. Of course, then if you evolve the next turn, you wake up. So it's not. It might be the best thing if you're going second on your first turn. All right, so jumping right to, sorry, I bumped the microphone there, to the 2 Caturday attackers. There's a Litten. It's a fire Pokemon. As you can see, it's got the Caturday attack, but then it has Big Bite, and we can ignore the energy cost because we don't have the energy to pay for it. We have to have the Persian in play. It does 60 damage, which isn't great. And then your opponent's defending Pokemon can't retreat during their turn, which is fine. But that 60 damage is meaningful because it is paired with Espurr. Espurr is what makes the deck work, and it is a lot of fun. It's got the Caturday attack again, and then Ear Kinesis. Again, we can't pay the energy cost, but Persian lets us attack for free. And this attack does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each damage counter on that Pokemon. So it hits the bench. So Mew is a big problem for us, or Manaphy, because we got to hit the bench. But 20, you're doing, right, so if you hit it with the Litten first, that's 60. Then you Ear Kinesis onto it. You do 120, so a total of 180 damage. We have other ways to build the damage up. So it works out well. 2 Litten, 3 Espurs. Espurr is the big cat in this deck in terms of damage. And then we have a third attacking option in the Rowlet because of the Sky Circus ability. Only 1 copy here, but it is useful at times. If you play Bird Keeper from your hand during this turn, ignore all energy in this Pokemon's attack cost. Wind Shard does 60 to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So it's similar to Litten, but hits the bench, and of course, setting up that Espurr attack the following turn. As you know, Espurr hits the bench only. It would be nice if it hit the active as well. So at times we need to get the active Pokemon onto the bench if that's the one we want to hit with Espurr. So the deck plays Phione, which does this for us very nicely. It's got the Whirlpool Suction ability. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's on your bench, you may have your opponent switch their active Pokemon with their bench Pokemon. If you do, discard all cards attached to this Pokemon, which are usually none, and put it on the bottom of your deck. So your opponent has to switch, and we don't really care what they send up in active generally because we're knocking out the bench Pokemon. So Phione does that job nicely. It's not an on-play ability; it just sits on the bench to want to use it. So you can play it down earlier and leave it there if that's what you think you need to do. And it goes back into the deck after you do it, so therefore it's available to re-get again the following turn, right? You can search it out, get it back, and play quite nicely, so really nice partner in the deck. And then we do play an Inteleon, a Sobble engine, right? We play, a Drizzile engine here, sorry. Shady Dealings, right? Search your deck for any one trainer card during your turn. Shuffle your deck, very nice there. So 4 Sobbles, 4 Drizziles, and then 3 Inteleons. These are the Inteleons with the quick shooting. We don't play the Shady Dealings Inteleons. It puts 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, and we like to have multiple ones in play usually because, again, we got to get those damage numbers up to get the knockouts with Espurr. So even at times with this deck, I find myself playing a Drizzile on turn 2, even if I don't really need the card from it, just because I want to get that Inteleon the following turn. So just keep that in mind there. We do play Mew with Bench Barrier, because if, spread attacks and if you come up in a, I'm blanking, but Urshifu, Rapid Strike Urshifu, it just blows you apart. So we need Bench Barrier for those matches. And the attack we can pay for, we do play some energies, and you put 3 Psi Power, you put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon any way you like, so that can finish things off or set up the numbers to take things out with Espurr, so the attack can be useful as well. And then part of what I really like about the deck, we play a 3-3 Weezing line. This is Weezing and Koffing, and they both have the blow away bomb ability. Because we can't attack with them, we never want to put them in play. But once during your turn, when you discard this Pokemon with the effect of Roxie, it's a supporter. We'll get to that. It's a very nice supporter. You may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. So you want to discard 2 of these with a Roxie. We're putting 2 damage counters or 20 damage on each of our opponent's Pokemon. So just helping set up the damage. So a couple Roxies, and we do couple turns of the Roxies, we start to set things up quite nicely. And those are all the Pokemon energies. We play Capture Energy. I had taken this out at one point because I'm like, hey, we have Nest Ball, we have Quick Ball. Do you want Capture Energy? But I also had taken Mew out, and I just couldn't. I was just losing way too many games without Bench Barrier. So once I put Mew, and I wanted to be able to attack with Mew, the colorless energy pays for that. Capture Energy, when you attach it to a Pokemon, provides a colorless energy, which also can pay for retreat cost or the attack cost of some. And also the Inteleon can attack with 2 colorless, so again, you might want to use that too. But then when you attach it from your hand to a Pokemon, you search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it onto your bench. So because we need to get a bunch of things on the bench, hopefully early, and just keep getting things in place. A single prize deck, we're getting knocked out every turn, you figure, so we need to keep getting our attackers into play. All right, what do we play here? The 2 supporters, which were mentioned on our Pokemon's abilities. Roxie, supporter, you discard up to 2 Pokemon that aren't GX or EX, and again, it's the Weezing and the Koffing you want to do. Then you draw 3 cards for each card you discard that way. So discard 2 copies of Weezing and or Koffing. We draw 6 cards, quite nice, and we put 2 damage counters on each of our opponent's Pokemon. Very nice there. So getting Roxies going early, very important. And then Bird Keeper, you switch your active with your bench Pokemon, draw 3 cards, so draw 3 cards, which is nice, helps us switch, and of course it allows Rowlet to attack for free, so that works well. Because we're hitting the bench and we're playing an Echoing Horn, we just want to control what we're knocking out. What this deck really likes to see and expanded is the tag team GXs. They give up 3 prizes. They're below 300 HP generally, so they're kind of the level of like a V-Star or a Stage 2 EX, but it gives up that 3rd prize. So we only need to knock 2 of those out. So really, Echoing Horn's good for different targets. In those tag team GXs, I love to see in this game. Okay, I'm playing 1 Scoop Up Net. That's partly why I've been inspired to do this. Like Scoop Up Net's being banned. Obviously, I think I do wish it was errata, but they're banning it because I do like the Inteleon engine. I think this helps with the Inteleon engine. If you have to start a Mew and you don't want it for the game, you can scoop it up. Obviously, if you have to start a Koffing, we never want that in play, so we scoop that up as well. So 1 net, more net could be nice, but we don't have deck space. And part of why you don't need a ton is the Drizziles. Yes, scooping up the Drizzile generally is good because then you can play on the Sobble and Drizzile the next turn, but we want to get to those Inteleons and ping often, so we're not scooping up as much as other decks. All right. Let's just run through these cards here. 4 Level Ball, search your deck for a Pokemon with 90 HP or less. Can be any of our attackers. Can be the Meowth, not the Persian. Can be the Sobble, the Drizzile, and the Koffing. So a bunch of Pokemon that gets for us there. Plays for Quick Ball rather than Nest Ball. I tried Nest Ball as well because discarding is not great, but getting the card in hand is better because that way we can get the basic Koffing and and into hand and discard it with Roxie. So Quick Ball's better than Nest Ball. You know, you could maybe drop some of the capture for Nest Ball. I played around with different things and just come back to the old way of playing it as being best. For Evo Incense, we have obviously the Drizziles, the Inteleon, which is the only way to get the Inteleon. It's the only way to get the Persian, which is super important, and it's the only way to get the Weezing. So Evo Incense is good. You don't have to discard, so very nice there. Two Pokemon Communications. Reveal a Pokemon from a hand, put it on top of your deck, search your deck for another Pokemon. So you need this and a Pokemon in hand. If you have the wrong Pokemon, helps us get to the Pokemon we need. It is a useful item in the deck for sure. and then 2 copies of Super Rod. This is the one new card. It used to play Ordinary Rod, but Super Rod is definitely better for this. Super Rod, shuffle any up to 3 of any combination of Pokemon and/or basic energies for the discard pile into your deck. We don't have any basic energy, so having 3 Pokemon better. Ordinary Rod was any combination of 2 Pokemon and/or basic energy, but no basic energy, so Super Rod just gives us the option of 1 more Pokemon, so it is directly better for this deck. And I think I've hit all the 60. It's a fun deck. It will win its fair share of games. Let's take a look on the ladder and see what we can do. All right, let's see what happens here. I am recording this the day after Pokemon did an update to Live, and it does seem like that update introduced some problems to Live, unfortunately. So that's not great, I will say. We do get to enjoy, I'm pretty sure it's new since the update, on the coin toss, we get these little sparks or something that fly out stars. So that's what we need, more special effects, right? They're very consistent about upping the special effects, even if the game itself does not work. All right, well, this is a bad starting hand. Litten, do not want to bench Koffing. So what's happening here? I'm going second. Is this a theme deck? I think this is the Darkness Fang theme deck. I think so. All right, so I can Koffing. I'll Roxie with 2 cards away. I would certainly love to have 2 blow away bomb cards, but you still even I would discard the second card because it still gives me an extra 3 cards. If I were to get Rowlet into play, then Bird Keeper for knockout might not be bad. Trying to think, is this the old theme deck? Darkness Fang, which back on PTCGO wasn't a great theme deck, but it was really by far the best option for a dark deck for your challenges, because all the challenges of PTCGO, if you didn't play it back then, were around a type. I like the challenges on Live better because you have more flexibility with the decks you want to play. Okay, so Roxie, Koffing, of course, and Inteleon, because Persian I need next turn, right? Don't get rid of the Persian. All right, it's not terrible. It's not great though. Do I want to? All right, I think I want to get. All right, and I have Super Rod. So let me get down. I need a Meowth, right? And I need a Sobble. So I think I'm going to attach. I think I might as well use the Caturday attack here. So I will do that. Get down a Sobble. I believe my bench is safe, assuming if I remember trying to remember what's in the theme deck. So I draw a card, right? So this isn't great, but I draw a card. I go asleep. I toss a coin at the end of each turn. If it's heads, I wake up. If tails, I stay asleep. I woke up, so no problem there. So just worth getting the extra card there, right? If I find I need Super Rod and I were to get Ionode, that would be bad. So beware. I think they draw 3 cards when they evolve to it, so which is nice. So this is not a great situation here. So we will see what happens. Probably they're going to knock me out. They do not knock me out, so that's awesome, right? That's very nice for me. And they how. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is the old theme deck, so fun to see. It's been a slow start for this deck. It's up against a... All right, so I need to Bird Keeper probably, right? Because I'm burned. If I leave him in the active, I will be knocked out at the end of the turn. But so Bird Keeper, super good this turn. Just to keep my Litten from getting knocked out. I don't want to give up that prize. I don't take a knockout this turn, which is pretty stinky, I will say that. So Persian. I will bench the Espurr. He's the big threat here still. Yeah, I don't love the fact that second having 2 Littens in play is not ideal. But I did, that is what I wanted to Bird Keeper into. So, of the cards that I had in play there. So, I will take a knockout next turn. They'll knock me out, I assume. Now the problem is they one shot me, but I will knock them out. I will one shot them. So, I think that's probably a bad card. Discard 2, draw 4. Interesting cards here. Sophocles. Just trying to remember what these cards did. It's not a Rangaroo, which could draw to 3, a nice card for control decks back in the day. Okay. Another Mawile. Now Mawile's okay, not a great attacker, right? And it discards energy as its effect, and that's not very meaningful in this matchup. So, okay. So I probably Bird Keeper again, I guess. I don't think I want to Scoop Up Net, do I? So I'll Bird Keeper. That's my second Bird Keeper this game, right? So Rowlet. All right, what do I want to get in play here, right? That's part of my question. So do I want to bench Rowlet? No, I don't think I do. So I want to get... I want another Meowth in play, right? Okay, so Phione is prized, right? I didn't discard Phione, right? No. I think I do want to get a... I want to get a Drizzile down, though. Let me do that. The problem is I would love to be able to use the Drizzile next turn, right? Because I don't really need something this turn. That's the problem. But I want an Inteleon next turn. I don't think I want to bench 2 Sobbles this turn. I think I want that bench space because they might not knock me out. So let me get... Probably, I think I want to build a Roxie next turn. I have the Roxie, so let me get an Incense so I can grab a Koffing. Yeah, I think that's the play, and I will take the knockout. So Incense, which will let me get a Koffing, because I do want to spread more damage with Roxie. So we'll see. I take a prize. Now, this is a super aggressive deck sometimes for how you dig through it with these Roxies for 6 cards and such. Okay, and they do have some nice tools in this deck, but they haven't get. I think it's just one copy. The one was at Wishful Baton. I think when you're knocked out, it moves the energy to another Pokemon, which is very nice. Because it's a single prize deck and it's good, and I'm going slow here. I don't want to knock out. Now that's okay. I mean, I don't think that's the greatest decision on their part, attaching that energy, because they're not going to get to attack with him before. I mean, I'm going to 2-shot him, which, okay, well, that's good. So I want to spread my damage. That's what I want to do. Just so I can get these knockouts going faster, right? That's what I want to do. I got to keep an eye on the deck as well. So I'd always and ask you each time for each one. So boom and boom. So evolve him. I think I want to get another Sobble down, right? A Sobble will be nice for me at this point. Okay. Do I want to use a Rod? I think I might, right? Yeah, I think I'll use my Rod. And I want these Inteleons. I don't know if I need both of them, do I? What do I have for search? I'm going to get one of them. I want to be able to do more Roxie damage. Okay, so I will evolve you. I'll put the 20 damage here. They're at 80, so I do 60, and yeah, and that's good. So I can ping, I can take 2 prizes next turn, hopefully. Look, Darkness Fang was not the best theme deck. Like I said, it was the best dark theme deck, but it was like, it was nowhere, it wasn't top 10. It wasn't, I can't imagine it was a top 20 theme deck even. The dark just wasn't real good. Okay, so Timer Ball, flip 2 coins. So they got 2 heads, so that's good for them. They need to get these guys evolving on the bench. So maybe they grab 2 stage 1s, or they grab a stage 1 and a stage 2. That's the question. Zweilous, did they grab 2 Zweiluses? Or do they have the stage 2 sitting there? And I don't remember the energy cost, but they should have started attaching, I think, to these bench guys. But anyway, okay, they are this turn, right? Because they will wish, it might take 3 energy to attack. I don't remember. Or it may have, like the stage 1, 2 different attacking options. So, okay, so I will ping first, because that seems like a good thing to do, right? And then see what they do. And I'm going to knock out this Zweilous. That's my goal here, right? At this point, I can retreat. I have the energy attached. I'll retreat into Espurr, and that will be quite nice. If I do 30, yeah, I just need 1. So I'm going to Roxie. I'm going to start slowing things down. I'm just going to Roxie for 1 card, I think. I really want to do damage is what I want to do. Actually, maybe yeah, I'll do that. I will Roxie, just do 1. I could discard 2, and I can't do more than 1 damage, but I could get extra cards. I don't need extra cards. So do I want to chuck something on the bench just to make their life miserable? Maybe I do. No, I don't think I do. Okay, so I'll Roxie for 1. Or Roxie away 1, draw 3, place that 10 damage. That 10 damage is key to knocking out the man on the bench that I want to take out. The Oranguru, he's stuck in the active, so that's not good for them either. And I can just swing away at the bench. So they've lost the game at this point, I'm pretty certain. So, and they were setting him up, right? That's the one they evolved. That's the one they got the energy attached to. And, I was able to just take him down. So right now, I can ping twice this turn with Scoop Up Net. That's one of the nice things with Scoop Up Net. I don't have Incense. I don't have access to the Incense to get the other Inteleon. Okay, Salazzle. Salazzle's a lot of fun. So I don't know. They should be attaching to the active because, I guess, because I'm going to keep swinging away at the bench. That's what I'm going to do. So just keep swinging away at the bench. Oh, well, okay. What do I want to do here? I think I will put 20 on him. I think I will just smack. I could Scoop Up Net and ping a second time. I think I'll just keep things simple. I'll just Ear Kinesis this guy away. Maybe I should have. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think what the numbers evolve to with this Houndour. Okay, so I can get my other Inteleon up, my second Inteleon up this turn. So we'll see if my opponent keeps playing the game out or not. It isn't going well for them. So I'm playing an old standard deck, which obviously isn't as good as the top expanded decks, but they're playing just an old theme deck and a sub-op, a weaker theme deck at that. Okay, so I think I'm just going to start pinging so I can knock this guy out. I think I might as well just start smacking away at that Salazzle maybe. Since they're setting him up to attack with, they might attack with him next turn. If they do, they do. I'm not going to cry about that. Hopefully I don't cry about anything. And I have the 2 Persians. Usually you want to get 2 Persians up, so I'll just take out the Houndour because I'll do 40 damage on him. He has 20, so just got to do that math in your head. 60 HP Pokemon's got 20 damage on it, so I'll do 40. 40 and 20 is 60, or multiply what's on it by 3, and that's the total damage you will have. Yeah. So they're going to lose this next turn. I guess, okay, they're still playing. They're going to retreat maybe and attack with Salazzle. But it won't stop me from winning the game. They attack, they burned me. And honestly, even if they were to knock me out, it wouldn't matter. I'd send up the Persian, and I could swing into another Espurr, but even if they disrupted my hand, it doesn't matter, right? So at this point, I just bang, bang. I will just, I'm just going to I'm going to ping this guy away. Quick shooting. I could attack. I could quick shooting, right? He gets knocked out, and I have game. So there we go. Not up against the single prize matchups. It's not really, the deck's not built for single prize matchups. I will say that. It's a deck built for multi-prize tanky Pokemon. That's what it wants to do. Set up damage and then take the big knockouts. But obviously a weaker opponent's deck, but it certainly did the job against a single prize deck. All right, let's see what happens here. Last game was up against a theme deck, and it was up against Darkness Fang. I don't know if will upload that video or not. I did win. It took a little bit because it was single prize versus single prize. If you're familiar with it, the Darkness Fang was the best dark deck back on PTCGO because the theme decks for budget players were really important for completing the daily challenges. But and Dark didn't really have good theme decks, unfortunately. So that's what you're stuck with. All right, so starting I don't know if I'm going first or second. So, all right, I'll send up a Sobble. I'm going second. So if I get a Capture Energy, Call for Family is nice. If I get let's see, I bench Espurr. Excuse me. This is not a good start though, but we will see. Okay, Metal. This is ADP, isn't it? I do believe. All right. Well, this is lousy. Is what I would say. So I'm going to. I have a rod to get things back. So this is not good. This is not good. So anyway, bench, end turn, and that's it. Right? I can play Drizzile next turn. My opponent obviously isn't happy with their hand either. I'm pretty sure. Right? They're playing ADP. It's definitely their advantage. Ranger's not in format. Yeah, Zacian ADP with the Moltres as an attacking option. I've got, it's not easy. It's not easy. Now, they've gotten a terrible start. That's the great thing for me. And they have metal in the discard, so they can't accelerate to them. Water, but I don't. Okay, well, this is very nice. So I will Drizzile. This is pretty terrible, actually, isn't it? Actually is kind of terrible. So I'm going to grab a Drizzile. I can scoop up here. I can scoop up, which I might just do. What am I going to attack with? What am I going to grab here? Do I want to... The Earkinesis Espurr does nothing. I could get Litten, but I need Litten and Espurr. That's what needs to happen here. So I guess I Roxie. It does 10 damage. That might be the best play. I need cards, and I can scoop up net. So it's pretty terrible. It's actually, I could scoop up here, couldn't I? I actually could scoop up. Do I want to get more cards in play? All right, I need more cards in hand, so I'm going to scoop up the Drizzile, send him up because I need to evolve him. I'm going to get rid of the Koffing, of course, and I'll get rid of the Drizzile because I want to bench the Sobble this turn for next turn. All right, so yes. And okay, and I could do a smack with so I'll evolve you. I can get Litten. So this is not bad actually. So so I can retreat. I haven't retreated yet. So get down a Litten. And I guess what else do I want to get down? I'll get down another Espurr because that does kind of ruin my day, right? With the Nest Ball. So make this play. Get another. We're both really going horribly here, right? So I'm just going to grab another Meowth. Just getting my turns, me set up for next turn. So I'm getting myself anyway. So 60. So 70. Which means I do 140 next turn, and I'm 10 away from the knockout if they were to retreat to the bench, right? And I were to hit him with Espurr. Now, I don't know what they're going to do here. I have Rod. Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, they're going to bench something else. If they bench another Pokemon, I could Phione. I mean, they want to get, I assume it's an ADP deck, so they're going to get ADP down, or they're going to get Zacian on ADP. If you're not familiar, it has another Moltres. Okay. You have no Darkin. I mean, come on, you don't have all your Zacians and ADPs prized, do you? You got to want one of those guys instead. I mean, you just have to. You got to. All right, so I'm going to... All right, so they're knocking out. You're knocking him out. That's okay. Fortunately, I have... All right, so I just need a Phione here, and I have the knockout, right, on him. I think that's what I want to do. Since they damaged themselves there, I have another Persian, so that was super good there. Do I guarantee the knockout? I think I do. I think I need to guarantee the knockout. Just be slow about things, right? So let me take a look. Let me see if I need to play Rod this turn or not. So I need to Drizzile because I need to get Phione. I have a Meowth. I have a Persian. Okay, so I don't need to... I don't need to net at this point. All right, so this is... Now the problem is next turn... I'm going to be kind of stuck, right? But I think I have to make this play. All right, so I need to get a Phione, so... I'm just thinking, no, I can't get Capture Energy. So what's Phione's? Let me just double check. Phione's 70. So I want to... I'll just grab a Level Ball, I guess. I have free retreat. Grab the Phione. I can ping with Inteleon next turn. So send the Moltres to the bench. So they're taking the knockout. Gave me the knockout. The problem is I'm then kind of stalling out for a bit. But you know, it's okay. I'm taking 2 prizes also, which is good because I'm only drawing 1 for turn. So these 2 extra cards are a big plus. All right, Weezing Incense. I mean, I'd love to get a Roxie, right, with Weezing and access to another Weezing. So, I mean, come on. You keep discarding metal entries. You must have Pokemon to use those. Okay, Crobat V, that's fine. I mean, Crobat V is nice, too, because he's a nice, soft two-prize Pokemon for me to take out. Okay, so they can attack next turn. Yeah, I mean, because I have the... All right, what are they doing here? I guess they want to thin before they Crobat. It's been a little bit of a head scratcher this game. So Mawile. Fortunately, I don't have a basic in hand. That's good for me because if I had the Koffing, I'd be sad. So they get to see my hand, what it does, has the ability when it goes into play, they look at my hand and they can put a bench Pokemon or any number of bench basics onto my bench. So they could fill my bench, which obviously I did not want to happen. I just don't. So this is ADP. This is an ADP deck, Zacian ADP deck. I just don't. I'm a little befuddled by the lack of Zacians and ADPs. I mean, I just gotta assume it is. All right, we finally see a Zacian. So, and they have, well, they have a bunch of metals in the discard. They have most of the metal saucers in the discard too. So, okay. I mean, fortunately, they didn't get Alter Creation. They haven't set up ADP. I mean, they might get off Alter Creation the turn they get into play, just because they've gotten so many things to happen. So we'll see what I do here. Right now, I ping and smack the bench, I think. So I'm going to evolve you. And then I want something else on the bench, right? So let me calm you away. I will grab a Sobble, right? I mean, I could Gust again. I don't think I want to do that. I could, though. No, I need to set myself up. So I need Sobble. So what do I want to damage? What do I want to be smacking into? I think I'll just smack into the Crobat because he's a real soft target, right? So 20, and then I can finish him off next turn, most likely. We will see. Gives me a choice. The others do 0 damage, so it's not much of a choice. But I do have the choice of picking my Pokemon. So 60. So I will finish him off next turn with an Espurr. Will I get Espurr or not? I don't know. But look, they have ADP finally. Look, they've had access to ADP before this. Wow. And they're choosing to knock me out rather than prioritizing. I mean, they really need to prioritize ADP. ADP ruins single prize decks because it makes a single prize deck into a deck full of 2 prizers. Uh-oh. Oh, well, that's I was like, they're taking out the Persian because I don't have a backup for him, and they chose not to do that. So, wow. I mean, that's just, that was a very poor play on their part, I would say. So, well, that's super awesome. So I'm gonna Koffing here. I'm just taking a look. Do I want to use the rod at all? Well, anyway, I'm gonna grab a Drizzile, which I'm pretty sure is in here, right? Good. I'm gonna grab Roxie. Let's just take a look. I have another Meowth, which I would like to get into play. I have a Sobble. Okay. Trying to think, do I want a rod at this point? No, I'm gonna Roxie first, and then I'll probably play my Sobble. So this is good. Getting some damage onto that ADP is quite nice. There are certain cards like, okay, Phione. All right, well, that's all quite nice. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, so I can. So let me rod back a little bit here. I definitely want, what do I want here? I want Sobble, I want Drizzile, and what else do I want? I have Roxie, so let me get him into the deck. I'm going to capture onto the, gives me free retreat as well. All right, I'm going to capture onto the Drizzile because I can attack with Inteleon. And I want to get down the Meowth because, so I don't have to freak out over what's going to happen next turn. So retreat, take 2 more prizes, And my opponent is in, I would say, a lot of trouble. Right, so I don't need to worry about knocking out the ADP. And look, and at this point, if they alter creation, when they do that, they don't actually take any prizes that turn. So, I don't have Axe. If they disrupt my hand, that's where I'm in a bit of a bind. Then I'm just getting 2 cards plus whatever I draw for turn, random 3 cards at this point, because I don't have a Sobble down. So I can't, and I don't play this shady dealings telling, but look, I want to ping. Right now, I can do 60 damage, so gets it to 80. So I knock out the Zacian and certainly knock out the Mawile as well. So I should have game without a problem. I have Espurr, so I do 10 for the Koffing. I probably discard the Drizzile as well or something like that. Okay, so free retreat. Okay, yeah, Great Catcher doesn't work in this matchup because I don't have any, what GX Pokemon was it? GX and the old EX? Is that what it is? Whoops. All right, took too long. So, yeah, that's right. You can't Metal Saucer to ADP. If they could Metal Saucer to ADP, it would be even better because then they could have altered creation to Dene. All right. I mean, that's fine. I mean, they're digging through their deck like crazy now. They could have got to Dene and play earlier as well. I'm not really sure. Their line of what they prioritized was, I would say, suboptimal. So I'll send up Persian. And I should just take the game here, right? So I will Roxie, grab, and I hit a Weezing or a Koffing. I think I had the Koffing. I think I hit the Weezing. So that's nice. Yes, please. And I'll just might as well flex here slightly. It won't take that long, I don't think. So I will evolve, and then I will smack into you. Right, so I'll just take out the Mawile. He's the lowest HP target by a lot. So, retreat, free retreat. I have, a lot of I have other resources if I want to do things, but just boom. So look, the ADP player played the game very oddly. I can't, I would say, but I had a lot more turns than I should have to make this happen, I will say, right? Alter creation puts a ton of pressure on, and you've got to take out. Now, I would have had the ADP down early as a 3-prize Pokemon, right? And that's where you take out the ADP, and then you use your Echoing Horn, put the ADP back into play, and hopefully you can win the game in about 4 turns, because that's about all you're going to get. You kind of have to take out the ADP. Well, generally, you have to take out the ADP the turn after they do Alter Creation to have a chance. You want to do it before, ideally, of course. With this matchup, maybe I could, the other attack probably doesn't matter so much because it powers up as well as damaging, which puts you in a worse spot. But they're one-shotting me anyway. So anyway, opponent played a little oddly. Deck did its thing. Okay, let's see what happens here. Again, hopefully get a nice game, and hopefully I play well, right? All right, there chose heads, which is fine, and let's go. And we will get that nice little effect when the coin toss happens. My opponent won the coin toss, so probably they go first, which will put me behind where I want to be. Yep, they're going first, which, it's fine. So, all right, Sobble, it's not great. It's not the worst thing in the world either. I can Roxie for, so Ice Rider, Suicune, probably Palkia too, I would guess. So now Ice Rider can attack with its first attack and take me out probably because I need to fill up my bench. So its first attack does what, 10? I think it's 30 per bench Pokemon, maybe 10, plus an extra 10 or something. I'm going to fill up my bench, so they're going to just one-shot me with the first attack, which doesn't have to discard energy, so that's a big plus for them. They don't know what I'm playing at all right now, though, right? They see I have a Sobble. That's all they know. All right, Crobat V is a nice squishy 2-prizer. Suicune isn't, but I think I want to hit through 2 VMAXs. But I'm not going to do much this turn, it looks like. We'll see what I hit, of course. Okay, so I will ditch you because I don't need you till later. Grab a Koffing. Draw 6 cards. And, get some damage into play, of course, which is this is terrible. This is terrible. Because I can't do much this next turn. Oh, I have Calm. That's okay. That is a lifesaver there. I think I want to Phione them now, right? Because they want to attack with an Ice Rider. So I'm going to Phione before they know what I'm doing. I'm not attacking at all this turn, unfortunately, right? I will calm away a Drizzile. Right, because the idea, the Phione here is just buying a turn, right? At this point, the Shadow Ice Rider's going to attack with. Now, if they have Drizzile, okay, so, they have maybe Melanie gets what they need. So they might be able to attack. So anyway, I need to get down. Yeah, okay, I'm going to get down a Meowth. I'm just thinking there's a lot of things I need, right? Like another Sobble would be awesome too. But Meowth goes down, and I end turn there. Okay, so got things happening a little bit. I can Roxie for 6 cards, it's looking like. We'll see what they have, right? I mean, they're going to play Marnie and stuff. I assume, hey, they got the Marnie sleeve and coin, so they should play some Marnie in the deck, right? It's a good supporter in a deck like that, I would think. Obviously, other things like Roxanne, Iono could be better situationally. All right, so they don't have any energy in the discard, so they can Melanie attach and take the knockout. Ideally, they can't take the knockout this turn, right? That's an ideal word. I don't know what pieces they have in hand, so we'll find out. Right, obviously, or they knock out the Sobble. They knock out the Meowth. That's the worst case scenario. All right, I'm surprised by that. Oh, they want to get rid of a water energy so they can Melanie. All right, that makes right. That's what I assume. I assume Melanie is coming, which means they're probably going to take the knockout. I'm getting Mew. All right, so Mew is bad. If they can't knock me out, I assume they can. If they can't knock me out, I'll have a chance. They just need a second energy, though, and they knock me out. So not loving that at all. Mew's annoying. I can work through the Mew, though, right? They might be waiting to bench the Mew. I would like them to bench the Mew this turn. If they didn't bench the Mew, perhaps intentionally. I mean, it was intentional, or it could have been a mistake, but it's very good for them that they didn't bench the Mew. So, all right, so I have Capture Energy. I want to, this is stinky. Stinky, right? So, I can take, so let me think. So I'm going to get a Weezing. Wow, okay. That's my only Weezing. Did I get rid of? Okay, so my third Weezing's prize. That's okay. So I'm going to Roxie these 2 guys away. I'm going to use my Capture probably. I have free retreat. All right, so 30. What do I want to do here? So I could attack. I can attack with either guy here, actually, right? I have options. So what do I want to chuck down here? So Sobble, what do I think I want to hit the bench this turn, right? Hitting the bench sounds good. So let me get down another Meowth because I've got to have him going, right? Or I lose the game. So, and I'm going to bench both of these guys. And I'm going to retreat into I want to swing at here? Do I want to swing into that 30? I do 60. I think I want to swing into the Ice Rider because Ultimate Ice Rider. Actually, I'm gonna take a prize. That's what I'm gonna do. Just take a prize. Take away their Inteleon possibility too. That's part of what I'm thinking here. All right, so Bird Keeper, that's not bad either. Not bad at all. So I probably Roxie. I can get Roxie with Drizzile, and I can get 4 damage two damage counters down, right? Yeah, I should have a Koffing in deck, right? That's my 3rd Weezing. There's 2 more Koffings around. At least one of them should be in deck. Right? One could be in prizes. I don't know. I mean, obviously 2 could. It's unlikely. I'm not sure what they're going to do, and I want to work through this Mew, right? But he's 60 HP, so that's the one thing. The Mew, which this deck needs the Mew because I can attack with the Mew. Okay. Going to go on the Suicune. So I need to work through that Mew. That's what needs to happen. And I'll get 20 on Mew this turn, and then I can possibly knock out the Mew next turn, which is also another prize. I've got to work through that Mew, right? Bucket's a terrific card. Gets you 2 water energy. We will see what happens here. All right, this is a tricky matchup. The Mew makes it much harder. Much harder. So we will see what happens. Kind of surprised they don't play Manaphy in the deck. I think Manaphy would be better. It would be tougher for me. That extra 10 HP is meaningful. And it's meaningful in some other situations too, right? It's never a bad thing to have extra HP. Well, unless you go from 90 to 100 and aren't Level Ball searchable. So net, not bad. I need to start. So let's take a look. I can take a look whether I need to rod as well. So I want to get Roxie. I've got 1 Koffing. Okay, so that's what needs to happen. And then I attack with Litten, I think, right? And I attack. I'm going to need to rod shortly. Don't think I need to rod quite yet. I'm going to keep the Bird Keeper because Bird Keeper is actually going to be pretty good too. Well, actually, he's prized. Maybe I should have ditched the Bird Keeper. Anyway, I want Koffing. I need to knock out that Mew and Roxie. Mew doesn't help stop this damage being placed. So that's the nice thing about it. I have a Mew, which is good too. And actually, Mew's attack, I might need to Mew next turn. I need my energy to attach. I think I played now no energies. Okay, so I can evolve you. That's good. And I can bench you, get some more pieces for future turns. I think I will retreat. Send up the Litten. Just smack into the active there. I have 2 Persians, which have higher HP, and they have free retreat, so that helps me out a lot. Yeah. So the Suicune's nicely set up. I'll take out the Mew. That hopefully this next turn. That's going to be pretty important. Taking out the Mew right there. It's a single prize deck. They only take 1 prize at a time. Was I right taking out the Drizzile? I'm not sure. Right. So shady dealings. Okay, they're not pinging me, which is probably good for me. I'm not entirely certain as to how things are going to go. Right, Shadow Rider. Take out the Mew and then take out the Shadow Rider on the bench. That's still what I want to do. But I'm going to have to take out something else as well. Okay, what are they going to gust up? That's not terrible. So I'm good now. Look, they made that play. So I've got to be cognizant of that fact, right? And yeah. So let's see if I can make it happen. Okay, hit Meowth. So that's super awesome. And what do I need for Pokemon here? Should I? I'm pretty sure I have a Drizzile, right? I hope. So I will. I'm going to do this. Look for get a Drizzile. So what else do I have? Do I have? All right, I don't have. All right, I have my Persian. I don't have any targets for Roxie though. Okay, so I need to. So I'm going to want to ping here certainly. I can't. Oh man, this stinks, right? I can't make this work, can I? So I got a rod. Yeah, that's stinky. So I need you. Do I need a third one? Don't think I do I? I'm going to grab you. No, I'm going to put you back and grab you. Okay. So I can Drizzile, but do I could Bird Keeper too, right? I could Bird Keeper. That's the thing is I can only Bird Keeper for 10. I can only Roxie for 10. So I'm gonna Litten here, right? Wait, did I mess up? I think I did. Okay. So I will Incense here. And I'm gonna Bird Keeper. So I'm gonna smack in the active. Okay. Oh, I could Echoing Horn. Is there something else I want to chuck onto the bench? Not yet, but okay, so that's useful too. I'm going to ping the Mew. So the Mew's coming down next turn. That's the good thing. Mew comes out next turn, and I smack him. Okay, so I couldn't take out the Mew this turn. It just turned out I don't believe I could, right? I couldn't get the Roxie and to add a copy, Koffing, Weezing, whatever, 2 copies of whatever of those 2 cards. So whatever combination of Koffing and Weezing, so, which I needed to do the full 20 to take the knockout this turn. So I'll take out the Mew next turn. They know that's coming. Potentially I can take out the Suicune as well next turn, right? I need to, if I get the full, I can't, actually I probably don't, maybe I should have gotten down another Sobble. All right, what do I want to send up here? That's an interesting question, right? They're going to knock out whatever I send up, right? So, I'm going to send up you. That's what I'll send up. Okay. So I can Phione you back to the bench, right? Can I get enough damage on you? I don't know. All right, so Mew goes away. Okay. Yeah, so that's a really good play by them. So that really slows me down a ton and a half, of course. I don't know. I don't know why they attached that energy there. They should have attached the Inteleon. Actually, Inteleon attacking is not bad for this matchup either, right? So we will see. So that was a major blow. I can get now. It's possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible I can take out the Mew in one turn. It's unlikely though. So there's one Espurr in the discard pile, right? So and I have my rod still. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they attached the 4th energy there because they didn't need. They just used the first attack, didn't discard. The Inteleon's still a nice attacking option. Okay, so I'm going to ping and I'm going to ping. And what else am I going to do here? I want to get down to Sobble. I think I ping, and then I'll just smack into the active, I think, right? I think I need to get into the Meowth down, though. So let me rod back. Meowth. I think I have Persian in deck still, right? All right, I'm gonna. Do I want to get back the other Espurr? Now I have one Espurr. I think I need. I'm going to make that play. I'm not sure if that's the play I want to make, but that's the play I made. Simple enough. Obviously, no denying that that's the play I made. So get you down. I could toss down the Sobble. Don't think I want to do that, though, right? I think I want to ping. I'm going to ping. I could scoop up here, too. That's not an impossible option. And he does do 70 to the active, which isn't bad as well. So I'll send up the Litten. Yeah, I don't want to bench the Espurr because he will get knocked out, and that will be that. I could bench the Mew. No. Okay, just going to do this. Smack into the active. Sets me up for a 4-prize turn, right? But I'm going to lose, right? 4-prize turn is still too little. So that Scoop Up Net on the Mew gave him game. Right, because otherwise I would have had I would have taken out the Mew and I would have taken out the Sweet. I would have gotten a whole bunch of prizes that turn, was what I'd say. So Mew gets scooped up. Yeah, I knew that one was coming. So I think maybe I'll just scoop at this point because they have game, right? There's nothing I can do. They're going down to 1 prize. I'm just going to give a thumbs up that they played it well, and I'm going to concede because I got nothing, right? The Scoop Up Net takes me out. But look, I think the Scoop Up Net's very fair in this matchup. I have no complaints about it. They used it well, and it is what it is. All right, let's see what happens here. Hopefully, of course, we get a good game. It's been a mix. It's kind of been win rate has been 50-50-ish with the deck this morning for different reasons. Last game, I probably want to upload. It took a little bit. My opponent just had a one tanky Pokemon, and they were smart enough not to bench anyone. I'm going to bench the Phione. Okay. All right, look, so Koffing, Phione, I don't want to start either of them. I don't think I've been forced to start either of those Pokemon in the games up to this, but obviously it will happen occasionally. But the Phione, I can get him to the bench, right? I have Bird Keeper as one option here. Even without that, I have Capture Energy and then can hard retreat. And I do have Net. From the Net deals with the Koffing as well. So we'll see what happens here. Up against, okay. All right, so what do I want to get down on the bench? I think I'm going to want a Sobble, right? I'm going to take a prize with Rowlet, probably. Because I have Bird Keeper, and I think I want to get a Sobble down because my plan is to attack with Rowlet this turn. So let me get a Sobble down. It's very unusual that I wouldn't prioritize Meowth, but I think this is where I'm at. So this isn't bad though, not bad at all. Bird Keeper, and then when the Phione goes to the bench, I will have the option of gusting. See what they have here. See what's in the active versus what's on the bench. So I'll kind of, if like the Remoraid is the Pokemon I want to prioritize, I can gust him to the bench with the Phione. Malamar generally doesn't play hand disruption. I liked Malamar. I played it a good bit. I do need to play it more because it's going to be rotating. I think I take out the Malamar, of course, because then they can't do anything at all, right? So Rowlet goes up. Okay, that's good. No, I'm happy taking out the Inkay. Let me put... I think I do... yeah, let me make that... Let me get down a Meowth, because I think I'm going to need you next turn. And, yeah, I'm in a nice spot here, right? So I have Incense to get Drizzile next turn, Koffing, and such. So 60, and I'll take out the Inkay because that's the only attacker you have, right? Not when he evolves, right? I mean, so now I'm safe next turn. We'll see what happens. They're in a very bad spot. Litten's good too. Potentially, he can take out something. If they don't evolve both these Pokemon, I might just use Litten to just take a knockout, right? Or Oricorio, so an expanded deck, so they get to draw 3 cards. But hey, look, I can two-shot the Oricorio quite nicely. Yeah, so that's not bad at all. And I might even wish to use Rowlet again, right? Depending, I could do that. I could grab the a Bird Keeper and smack into Rowlet. Don't mind that at all. Okay, what are you going to send up here? Okay, except if you only have one Inkay down, I'm going to target that Inkay. So that's not good for you. That's not good, right? So now, okay, if this is how this turn ends, I have to target down the Inkay. That's my plan, right? Don't worry about the Oricorio. Take out the Inkay. That means Bird Keeper, right? It means Bird, but unfortunately, he has free retreat, so it comes together. Oh no, that's right. That's right. They have a second Inkay down. So Persian. I think I just want to spread some damage here, right? I think I do. So let's see what happens. Might not be able to attack, of course. But I mean, if I Bird Keeper, I'm guaranteed to attack, right? That's the one thing. Now, let me do this. Wait, what am I doing? I'm grabbing Drizzile. That I'm doing for sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to spread some damage. I'm not going to be able to attack with Rowlet, though. So unless I get net or... but I think getting 4 damage, 2 damage, getting these damage down is going to let me get to some big turns later on. That's my thought process. Okay, Espurr. I'm going to have net, so I can attack. Yes, damage. Yes, please to the damage. And yes, please to the damage. I think I just want a Litten here. Get rid of the Sobble with the energy, probably, right? Not that it matters too much. So this is a case where the net will be useful. I think I'm happy taking out the Sobble with energy. They'll probably just set up the other Sobble anyway, right? Would be my guess. And yeah, I'm just gonna sit on this. I'm just gonna I'll take a prize, take the lead, the prize lead. Yeah, that's right. So they have the second Inkay. I was, man, just being really brain dead there. But right, the Inkays are Rapid Strike Pokemon, so they got a second Inkay down, which was really critical. Spreading damage though and pinging, see what happens. So they'll probably take the knockout. Look, I mean, I'm very weak, so they could play Counter Catcher, in which case, but I do have Rowlet, so I think I'm okay here. So I want a Roxie again. Is what I want to do, right? Steal some cheeky prizes is part of what I want to do. If they don't get that Inkay evolve, the second Inkay, I think I want to take him out this turn because I just want to. All right, they're probably going to evolve him to Malamar as well. They should. A boss's orders. Okay. Well, that's all right. Well, that's tricky, but I have. Okay, so I do 60. Oh, that actually messes with me a lot. So they're playing boss. I wasn't expecting the boss. That causes me some grief. So they'll take out the Persian, I assume, because that's the obvious play there. Good play by them. I will. Ooh, this is bad, right? This is bad. Okay, so I think I'll send up the Phione at this point. I'm thinking. Because I'm not, I don't know if I'm going to need Phione this game. So, okay. And I think I used the net already, right? So, see what I draw. Oh, I hit Bird Keeper. All right, so I can attack, which I think is what I want to do here. What's in the discard? So let me get down. I don't know how many. They probably don't play too many boss. We'll find out. We will find out, right? That's okay. It's all part of the fun. So I do 60 to one of the bench, right? So he can take out somebody. So I will Rowlet. Take, how do I want to work this? Okay, I got another one of them. All right, so I think I want to get down another Sobble, right? So how do I want to work this? I'm doing 60 to the bench. So I could take a prize here. I could really set up the Oricorio. I think I want to take a prize again, though. That's what I'm thinking. All right, so I'm going to ditch the Echoing Horn. I think I'm okay with dealing with what they're throwing at me. That's what I'm thinking. So I want a Sobble. I just need some engine pieces here. If they take out my Meowth, then I don't really have any pieces. So let me think. I think I want to stay up on prizes. I'm up on prizes. Let me stay two. If I go back 2 prizes ahead, that is quite nice. Right? I could Phione. I don't want to Phione them, though, do I? No, I'll wait on the Phione. Again, just taking a prize. Look, at some point, I want to take that Oricorio for game probably at some point. I would like to get the damage spread around with the Koffings. That's what I'd like to see. So, like, next turn, Roxie Koffing is what I'd like to the play I'd make. But they took out the Persian, which was a good play. And I wasn't expecting that. Sometimes they do play boss, I grant you that. And obviously they do in this case. So, yeah. So we will see what happens here. But getting the damage, just sprinkling damage on Oricorio so that I can then blow him up pretty easily is what I want to do here. So they're going to knock me out. I assume they knock out my active. I don't know how many bosses they play. Probably not too many because you've got to really keep getting cards back. You got to feed the engine of the Malamar engine. Now, in a single prize matchup, you don't need to get rid of as many cards, so they don't need as much. Okay. So Octillery, all right, that's all fine. Again, Octillery is a good card to get rid of, a good guy to knock out as well. But it's okay. So they're just gonna just reveal 2. So really super great for them. I mean, it's just so easy for them, these knockouts, which is fine. So I'll send up Meowth. At some point, like, I can take a knockout with Litten, I imagine, but I'd like to wait on that. Okay, so a Koffing and a Weezing. So I will Roxie here. No, you know what? I'm going to make sure the Persian's there. Okay, so 2 Persians are there. Drizzile, Inteleon. I have an Espurr. I have Litten. Okay. just making sure I have these pieces here. Because if I don't have these pieces, I got nothing, is what I would say in a lot of ways. So I can ping, getting 10, 20 more damage in play. Very nice there. So yes, do I take out the Oricorio this turn? Maybe. 80. So he's at 120. So I would, if I ping him, I knock him out though, right? If I ping, I take the knockout. So I'm not sure. I kind of want to be able to ping next turn. This is where things get a little weird with the deck. I didn't necessarily want to use the ability that turn, but I have Roxie, I have Bird Keeper. Let me grab something that I don't have in hand. I don't think I have. Do I have Quick Ball? I do. I mean, I kind of have. All right, I'll grab the Nest Ball because I don't have Nest Ball. Okay. I don't really need any of these things now. Now, I am vulnerable, right, to... No, I can attack with Rowlet if need be, right? So I want to take... So I'm going to ping you. And, yeah. I'm going to take you out on the bench. I'll take my 2 prizes this turn. Since I have it. Obviously, they have knockout this turn. But, I should have game on my turn. So we will see what happens. So I have, right now I have game on board, and they conceded. So, yeah. So there we go, up against a single prize deck, and not bad there also. And look, once you get single prize matchups, usually once you get up on prizes, it's just who can keep taking prizes, streaming prizes, right? And the deck came through. Look, it's Caturday. It's still a lot of fun. If you have thoughts of how to make it a strong expanded deck to really boost it up with the expanded format, let me know. As I was trying to mess around with it, it seemed like other pieces weren't making the deck too much better. And obviously you always have deck space issue. So I'm not sure what the deck needs, but at some point, we'll certainly when full expanded comes in, you can have the old ace specs and stuff. Certainly some of those cards will come in something from there. I got to imagine comes into the deck, but it is a lot of fun. If you think it sounds fun, or if you like to play it in the past, don't be afraid to play it, especially the live kind of beta. It's a mixed bag of things, so you're definitely going to get some wins and have some fun in the process. Take care.